Welcome back. This is Letters to the Unknown. As we continue our YouTube journey, I wanted to reflect on a moment that appears in some people's lives. This moment is one of starting over. Perhaps my words offer some comfort and provide some encouragement to the people that are starting over in their lives. There is a quiet fear that most people carry deep inside their hearts. It is the fear of losing their comfort, their sense of safety and security, and losing the momentum that they have built over the years. Life, by definition, is extremely unpredictable, and so some people, sometimes by a combination of circumstances and mistakes, or even at times by choice, have to start over and completely rebuild their life. This moment does not feel like triumph, it does not feel like victory. It feels like, well, how should I put this? It feels like standing quietly after the storm has passed, looking at the shattered pieces of what once was their safe world. So, how does this moment look like for different people? What causes this moment? Yeah, this moment can be caused by a career that ends abruptly for reasons beyond their control, or leaving your forever homes because of different situations. Could be a complete financial ruin, natural disasters, wars. It's just that kind of times right now. Or your seemingly perfect relationships ending without closure and with so many unanswered questions. Or simply a path that once made absolute sense to you, but it certainly no longer is quite clear to you. If I look at my own life, one of the times that this moment has come up is when I was migrating from one country to another. So I'm an immigrant, and when I immigrated from my home country to my country of current residence, it was a rather challenging time for me. And it was one where you can say that, I mean, you don't have to say it, it's quite literally, I was starting over in life, I was starting from zero. And it's been quite quite some years now, but even today, when I look at my life as of today, it's still in that phase where it seems like I'm still building. I'm not necessarily at ground zero, but I'm still building. Like I'm still rebuilding. It's not a finished article by any stretch of the imagination. It's a continuous work in progress, and there are ups sometimes, and then it says down sometimes, and it feels like you're again at ground zero, but then you build. So what I'm trying to say is, I might be one of the good people who can actually speak on this topic. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with it. And let's continue. And in that moment of starting over, a difficult realization appears. You cannot keep walking the same road. You can no longer be the same person. Unfortunately, that is the truth. Sometime something in your life must begin again. I'll repeat that again. Something in your life must begin again. But beginning again is not easy because beginning again requires letting go. Letting go of the version you once imagined. Letting go of the identity you carried for years. Letting go of the comfort of knowing who you were supposed to be. And that is frightening. It sure is. A person who is rebuilding, they don't have it easy, and it is quite frightening. I've been in those moments and I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like right now. And if you are in this moment, well, let's continue this discussion. Because starting over means stepping into uncertainty. It means admitting that the path behind you has forever closed and you can no longer go back to it no matter what you do, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you maybe plead from life that can please take you back in that moment. Time does not run backwards, guys, it only moves forward. And by definition, we have no choice but to move forward and rebuild. But for many people, that feels like failure. But perhaps we misunderstand what beginning again truly means. There is a famous line in the movie Fight Club. It's only after we've lost everything that we are free to do anything. Tyler Durden. Remember, guys, we never talk about Fight Club. Beginning again is not an admission that your past was wasted. It is an acknowledgement that you have grown and things have changed. You will, fortunately or unfortunately, need to adapt. That the person you are today is not the same person who lived the previous chapters of your life. But that doesn't mean you are literally starting from zero in every way. You still have your greatest asset at your disposal. Let me repeat that again. You still have your greatest asset at your disposal. Now, what's this great asset that I'm talking about? What could it be? It's you, guys. It's you. Absolutely, it's you. Isn't that the most important thing you need? What else do you need in your life? You. You on your side 100%. That's what you need. But now you have developed the wisdom and invaluable life experience. This experience is not things you read somewhere or someone told you, your parents told you, society told you, guy on YouTube told you. No. These are things that you've experienced in your life and you've learned something from this. Actual lived experience and developed intuition that can, at this moment, guide you at every step of the way. Think about it. The choices we make at 20 are often made with limited understanding. I mean, the choices we made when we are young are often made by limited understanding. This could be your parents told you to do something and you thought that makes sense. Society told you to do something. You saw a couple of friends. You saw that guy on on the television. You thought, yeah, that's what I want to be, and you just went after it. You didn't know, you, but because you had limited understanding, limited knowledge, limited experience, you didn't know any better. And perhaps for some people it worked out really well. We choose careers because they seemed practical. We follow paths because they appeared stable. We adopt identities because they were expected. And for a time, those paths may serve us well. For many people, they serve them well their entire lives. They make really good choices when they're young. But for many, things change with time. Human beings and life is not static. We evolve, we discover new interests, we learn difficult lessons. That's a big one. Life is full of difficult lessons. Once you have to learn, once you get to learn as you go through life and its journey. Some of these lessons are really, really painful. I mean, you must have experienced this in your own lives. Comment below in the video if you're in one of these moments and what that taught you. But because of these lessons, we become more aware of what truly matters to us. And sometimes this growth leads us to a difficult realization. The life we built on paper no longer reflects the person we have become. This realization is not comfortable. In fact, it can be deeply unsettling because it forces us to confront a question many people avoid their entire lives. Mind you, not all people. Many people are doing really well in their lives, and that's really good for them. But many people avoid this question in their entire lives. If this chapter of my life is ending, what comes after it? What comes next? Most people respond to this question with hesitation. They stay where they are. Some stay there because they are very happy, but not all. Not all choose to stay there because they're happy, but because familiarity feels safer than uncertainty. They convince themselves that it is too late to change, too late to pursue something different, too late to explore a new direction, too late to essentially start over. But this belief is not always true. And sometimes you have to make a conscious choice or circumstances do it for you, where you can't play the same game anymore. The game has changed. You'll need to adopt your game. You'll need to change your technique. You'll, the journey has changed. I'll let you sit on that one for a while. And don't get me wrong, it is a very painful process. Starting over takes a lot of guts. But in reality, what we fear most about beginning again is not failure. Listen to it clear again. In reality, what we fear most about beginning again is not failure. It is the loss of certainty. The old path that we desperately wanted to cling on to no longer exists. The new path is unknown, and the unknown asks something very difficult of us. It asks us to trust ourselves, trust the sky, trust your heart, trust the person you're becoming deserves a better future, trust that life can still unfold in ways we cannot yet see and surprise us in ways we cannot yet perceive. Trust that beginning again is not a step backwards, but a step towards something more authentic. It is like turtles, guys. You know about turtles, right? Turtles cannot walk backwards. I mean, it is not that they cannot walk backwards, but they have difficulty, great difficulty walking backwards. So even when they are turning around, they are in fact walking forward. And so are you. Even though at this moment it may seem like you are walking backwards, but you are just walking forward, you are restarting, literally. The courage to begin again is not dramatic, it does not arrive with applause. Often it happens quietly, in the form of a decision that enough grieving, I'm going to stand up for myself and change my life trajectory. That's the first thing you have to do when you are trying to rebuild your life. And it's not the only time you have to say this, but you have to say this to yourselves constantly so that it grows something in you, the belief and the confidence to keep going. It is, I'm going to stand up for myself and change my life trajectory. A decision to pursue something meaningful, a decision to rebuild a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. From the outside, this decision may look small, but internally it requires immense strength. Because when you begin again, make no mistake, you step away from certainty. You leave behind the identity that once defined you, and you give yourself permission to become someone new. History is filled with people who reinvent in their lives. You can see these examples for yourself. Writers who changed careers late in life, artists, actors who discovered their voice after years of uncertainty. You can chat GPTify this perhaps, but you'll find countless examples of artists who started really, really late in life, and but thankfully they did, because they are where they are today because of that decision to starting over. These examples include individuals who lost absolutely everything, went through literal hell, left familiar paths to pursue something that felt more honest, and in the process, they won back more and then some. The common thread in almost all of these stories is courage. Not loud courage of grand gestures, but the quiet courage of starting again. And perhaps that is the deeper truth of human life. We are perhaps not meant to follow a single path forever, even if we want to. We are meant to grow, to adapt, to evolve into new versions of ourselves. Sometimes that evolution requires closing a chapter that once defined us and beginning another. Not because the previous chapter failed, even if it feels like that in this moment, but because it fulfilled its purpose. Every chapter of life teaches us something. Some teach us discipline, some teach resilience, some teach us what we do not want. And eventually, those lessons prepare us for the next phase of our journey. So, if you find yourself standing at a moment of transition, if something in your life is ending, or if you feel the quiet pull toward a new beginning, do not mistake this moment for failure. It may be the most honest moment of your life. The moment where you get to choose authenticity over familiarity, growth over comfort, possibility over fear. Beginning again does not erase the past, it builds upon it. Everything you have experienced, every success, every mistake, every lesson travels with you into the next chapter. And those experiences will guide you in ways you cannot yet fully understand. The path ahead may be uncertain, but uncertainty is not the enemy. Sometimes uncertainty is simply the space where a new life is waiting to be created. So, if life is asking you to begin again, do not see it as the end of your story. See it as the beginning of a new chapter, one that you now have the wisdom and courage to write differently. That's it for today, guys. If you like this video, please do share and subscribe. If you have experiences or things that you would like to talk about, please comment below in the video. So I read your comments and I like to respond to them. If you find this video helpful, and please leave that in the comments. It really encourages me that my word is helpful to some people. And so, this is Letters to the Unknown, and wherever you are in the world, this is my letter to you. Thank you.